Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yusril, the game is Star Trek Online. These are the continuing voyages of the USS Harekaze. She won't sink in the final episode, honest. I hope not, at least it would be embarrassing, I'll be on her. We are in the prelude to Season 13, and Cryptic have put out a new featured episode. That's going to be the subject of today's playthrough, and the episode in question is Survivor. And we're running into an old, not quite friend. Let's see what they've got to say for themselves.
Hello. There's something I'd like you to look into.
Daniels, I haven't seen you since next week. Now, what do you got for us?
Some time ago, there was a temporal disruption involving the USS Enterprise C. We thought the matter was fully resolved, but there was an oversight. We need to find one of the Enterprise C survivors, a temporal duplicate of Starfleet Admiral Tanay. Until we reconcile her displacement, the timeline is in jeopardy. There's one person in particular that can provide the location of the survivors, Sela of Romulus. We believe she's operating in the Cytor system. Meet me there to search for Sela and enlist her aid.
Because there's absolutely no way this is going to end with either a knife in the back, far too high a price, and probably still at 2 Admiral Tanays running about. So we've got the weekly reward along with a choice of some various nice goodies, most notably the combat armor and the personal shield. We'll come back to those later on. I'm probably going to go for the combat armor. Although, yeah, I'm not a great fan of compression pistols, but that might be worth a look. Might be worth picking up the set for those. So,
stay safe
to this. Thank you, Daniels, because let's face it, it's going to be me running all the risks, isn't it? So, to the Cytor system, there is apparently no time left to lose, although strictly speaking, there's a time travel mission involved, so we have all the time in the world. Or absolutely none whatsoever. It really depends how you regard these things. And have I got enough alcohol for this? Because if we're going jaunting through history again, no, there just isn't enough booze on board ship. Welcome to the Unroth sector. The Cytor system belt's a lightly explored area of Romulan space, and, well, it's unremarkable. Which is exactly why the Tal Shiar will have parked their secret installations there, because, well, who bothers looking at anywhere that's unremarkable? Sela, hi. We need to talk, and what exactly you've got lined up? Know any ships? Agent Daniels has just beamed in. Good to see you, Daniels. I presume you got here from last week.
If she's here, we'll need to draw her out. Sela's not easily found if she doesn't want to be. In the meantime, there's a structure on one of the larger asteroids, but the mineral content there is making long-range scanning difficult. I recommend we take a closer look.
Yeah, of course. What sort of structure?
Looks like a small base of some kind. Industrial, possibly military. Whatever it is, it's running at low power. We'll get a better idea at close range.
Until suddenly it isn't running at
Our
low
intel
power?
shows a lot of Romulan activity in this system, in Sela's name. Command
Lucky
believes
us.
she's planning an assault of some kind and gathering tactical resources.
What you mean is she was planning an assault of some kind? I mean, you guys are from the future, presumably. Never mind. Spoilers, I suppose that would be a problem. Okay, so on the basis that this innocuous mining base is absolutely nothing of the kind, divert power to weapons, make sure everything's fully charged, and cautiously work our way in. Just squirt the impulse drive for a second, because you just know we're going to meet some friends.
Tal Shiar base, or what's left of one.
Then again, maybe they had some other friends who'd already visited. Does look a little bit banged up, doesn't it? Okay, scan the completely deserted outpost. I suspect the reason that it was running on low power was...
It looks like the interior has been stripped of anything useful over an extended period of time. This could be the work of Sela's forces. They've been... Wait! Picking up enemy contacts. Romulan ships decloaking.
Oh, what a surprise. Oh, there you are. Oh, Magai and a Tavo. Hey-oh! Fire everything. Also try to remember what all the buttons are for. Gravity well out. Plasma torpedoes are contained. Yo-yo up. Pin them in. Right, let's switch fire onto the Tavo. If we can pop that, there we go.
They're disengaging.
Oh ho. Looks like they've got more sense than we gave them credit for this time. The Romulans have
Those ships
Romulan
were
out.
older, but battle-ready and in good repair. It's unusual of them to run so quickly. We should stay sharp. There's probably more of them out there waiting under cloak. In the meantime, we damage their propulsion systems in the fight. They're leaking plasma.
It's a trap, but we're gonna follow that plasma trail.
As long as they keep leaking plasma, we can follow their trail.
Yes, and if they know
They're
that...
not trying to lose us. I've got a bad feeling about this.
You don't say, Daniels! A first-year cadet could spot this one, which is why I'm not following the trail too closely, nor am I staying very long at full impulse. We're just using little micro-jumps instead. Yeah, I have got a very bad feeling about that cloud as well. So, nose down, come in from an unexpected angle, and just see where this takes us. Because, yeah, that's where the plasma trail stops. Cue the ambush once we get close enough. Honestly, they're laying an ambush like a bunch of first-grade kids, never mind cadets. Honestly, anyone trying to...
Unidentified ship, you are trespassing in sovereign Romulan space, and you are outnumbered. Surrender now.
Yeah, and I'm not in your primary firing arc, but it's nice to see you too, Sela.
Oh, it's you again.
I could say the same. You again.
No. You are still trespassing in my space, and I could use a new ship for my armada.
Well, I'm gonna have to say no to that very tempting offer. Tactical, open fire. Right, this time we really do frag the Tavaro right next to the... There we go, right next to Sela's flagship. That will hopefully put a jolt in its shields. There we go, boom. Disable weapons, firing to disable. Okay, we're through her aft shield, so that's something. Now then, reinforce our own shields, patch up that little bit of damage we've taken to the paintwork, broadside the phasers, and yeah, that's the button I'm looking for. This is broadside console. There we go. Right, now do you want to talk? Maybe? Perhaps? Or are you too busy running for the escape pods or trying to fix the cloaking device?
We'll talk. Cut to the chase and tell me what it is you want.
Okay, we need to know where you stashed a few particular Talshar prisoners.
Ah, I'd wondered when you'd get around to looking for the Enterprise C survivors.
A logical deduction. Where are they?
When the Enterprise C survivors were taken, my father agreed to let the rest of the crew live, so long as Lieutenant Yar served as his concubine. She was executed, but my father held to his word. I am aware of their location, but I will only take you there if you agree to bring me with you.
Okay, but you're doing so in handcuffs and we'll put you in your usual quarters in the brig. No tricks?
And what assurances do I have that I won't simply be executed? I will not agree to my death.
She has a reasonable point there. We'll make arrangements for incarceration, not a firing squad.
If I agree to this, I will be held in house arrest, somewhere reasonably pleasant by my own standards. I will not be cut off from access to the outside world, and I will not be given any sort of death penalty. Further, you will allow my crew and their ships to go without harassment.
Well, I'm sure we can go for that, but we will be keeping a quiet eye on those crews and those ships. But yeah, near enough. We'll go with it. I'm sure we'll end up regretting it in about 30 seconds, but hey, that's what happens when you deal with Sela.
The survivors of the Enterprise C were sent to a Talshiar prison world. Set a course for the Pictet system. I shall make my way to the bridge of this quaint little ship.
I'll get you for that. There may have to be an airlock accident. Helm, plot a course for the Pictet system. Warp us out. And welcome to the Pictet system, which I'm guessing...
I'm reading several Tholian ships on sensors, along with some unusual temporal fluctuations. Tholians dislike anything involving time travel. We should be cautious. If they think we're responsible, they may become hostile.
What do you mean, may become hostile? They're Tholians. They're xenophobic.
This is the Pictase system, one of many worlds where the Tal Shiar would send assets important enough to keep, but not threatening enough to kill. Supplies to this world stopped when Hobus was destroyed, but the Enterprise C crew are proven survivors. I admit, the Tholians being here is new. Surely they won't be too difficult for you to handle.
Well, I'm guessing not, but I would prefer not to have to deal with more ships. Also, has no one mentioned the wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey thing in orbit? Because that's problematic. Okay, Tholians, hi guys, can we talk?
The anomaly will be eradicated. Leave now.
I'm guessing that was a... You could have given us some time to leave. I mean, honestly. Repulsor's out. Let's just get rid of this web. And while we're at it... Come on. Crank the web, breaks out. There we go. And now it's phaser time. They fired first. You all saw it. So did the orphanage. Okay, tractors onto the Orb Weaver. And broadside it down. And that should pretty much do the job. Are you dead yet?
The
Yes,
Tholians
no,
were performing
good.
a detailed scan on that anomaly.
Can't blame them.
Something
However,
caused
the
it to
anomaly appears to have...
destabilize quickly. Not a good sign.
Yeah, I wonder if the starship blowing up in close proximity had anything to do with that. Can we talk to the Tholians this time, or is it just going to be a case of... We're going to end up shooting again, aren't we? Why am I even bothering to ask? Hello, Thos.
Will be purged, as will you. Vengeance for the fallen.
Yes, thank you, Stephen. Your opinion is noted. Fire at will. There we go. You'd think they'd have learned by now to build tougher webs. Alright. So, mark target. Warp pulse and grav well to pin them in place. And then broadside, roll away. Torpedo spreads out. And this time we are going to push the anomaly
That anomaly is
along the
devastating
way.
our hull. Avoid flying into it if possible.
It was only 4%. Honestly, you're such a crybaby, Daniels. Still, at least we now know that, as suspected, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey does not do well for starships. Can't say I'm entirely surprised. Okay, right. Now that we've blown up the Tholians, we can scan the... That
Another
anomaly.
temporal anomaly. It was emitting high levels of tachyon radiation and chronotons before it dispersed. I'll need more data, but I think it was an unstable gateway into transdimensional space.
You just didn't want to say magic door, did you?
Scan one. I want to see what they were so interested in.
Well, it's a pretty good idea. Plot of course, we'll scan one. Now is not the moment to get an ego, even if I am a Starfleet captain. Let's go find more wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. Now then, depending on where they're going, and more to the point, when they're going, which might be an even more relevant question. Alright, scans are wibbly-wobbly.
Based on these readings, I believe I've found an origin point for these anomalies. They're coming from the planet below. I
Great.
suggest sending an away team down to collect data.
Terrific, which totally means the Enterprise C crew haven't started mucking about with time travel to solve their supply problem. And oh, hello Tholians. I'm guessing you're miffed about the other two ships we wrecked? Yep, they're miffed. Fire at will. I said fire at will, not let the torpedoes sail through our point defense fire and impact into the weapons circuits, but apparently I gave the wrong order. Who knows? Maybe I've contracted some form of rare aphasia. Okay, right, shove the Tholian
clear.
into the next
Check out the
universe.
planet while we can.
Indeed, before, say, the next Tholian turns up. Right. Orbit, orbit, orbit the planet. Come on. Little squirt of impulse just to get us there.
I am detecting
Assume
signs of
standard
habitation.
orbit.
There's a lot of temporal disturbances down there. They're making it hard to obtain a clear reading at this distance.
Alright, well, let's go down to the temporally disturbed planet that's full of God knows what, with a Romulan who'd quite like to stab us in the back.
Assemble your most able crewmen and... My apologies. This is your ship. You give the orders.
Indeed. Daniels, Sela, you're with me. Find at least 24 red shirts, and yes, no... Daniels is getting weapons, Sela, you are not. A little worrying that we're only allowed to take 2 crewmen, but who cares? Down we go. At least I don't have to take Talez the twitchy Vulcan with me. Welcome to Pick Day,
We've been down into an
oh
open
dear.
courtyard within what's left of the Tal Shiar prison. Doesn't look like it's been inhabited for some time. I'm reading a number of temporal anomalies nearby, but my tricorder's having trouble analyzing the data. We're going to need to get closer.
Wonderful.
The shipments of supplies stopped long...
Whoop. And didn't mean to do that, so we need to just quickly talk with Sela.
We've beamed down into an open...
Yeah,
The
we know
shipments
that.
of supplies stopped long ago. Anyone alive down here will have a hard time. I suppose that's too bad for Admiral Tanay.
Indeed, but who said anything about Admiral Tanay?
That is what this is about, isn't it? There are 2 of her and no one else. If you find her, I doubt she will be alive.
Well, we need to conclusively prove that, so we need either a live Tanay Mark II, or we need a body to confirm the death, so we need to search regardless. Right, let's go find our duplicate Vulcan.
This world was abandoned by the Tal Shiar decades ago. I doubt there's anyone left. The survivors of the Enterprise C might have left personal items behind.
Like this datapad.
This datapad dates back to the late 23rd century. It lacks power, but it should work once it's recharged.
Okay, well, give it the juice. Okay, apparently we didn't bring a spare battery. Or a charger. That's a pain. Right, what else have we got? Okay, I think we just found the source of the wibbly wobblies. And, Romulan supply crate. Ha, what's in that, I wonder? Right, examines the datapad.
This place hasn't been inhabited for a while. Thing is, the tricorder's giving a range of time from 3 months to 30 years. We're dealing with some serious temporal flux here.
That's going to be awkward. Let's keep moving. Because 30 years ago... Yeah, that's potentially an issue. Okay, now, signs of survivors. And I'm guessing we don't want to step
That's
into
one of the temporal
purple.
anomalies. I wouldn't recommend entering its area of effect. From what I'm reading here, contact with the anomaly will do considerable damage to anything organic. That being said, I believe we can deal with this. Stand over there, and between the 2 of us, we should be able to nullify the anomaly.
Okay, so over there would be... there we go, right. Disrupt the wibbly-wobbly timey-wimey. Okay, normal service has been resumed. So, one more pad to grab. And now can we plug them up to a charger?
Someone's been here recently. The tricorder's picking up numerous signs of habitation in the area. By the look of things, someone stripped this area of all useful items and moved on.
Well, in that case, we need to get past the gate,
This gate appears to have been locked from the outside. Perhaps they knew about the anomaly but didn't have the means to handle it. There's a manual override over there near our beam-down site. We can use it to open the gates.
Excellent. Let's go and flip the lever, which is behind more gates and temporal
When
anomalies.
we disrupted this
dear.
anomaly, it seemed to fracture, forcing more anomalies into our timeline. I think we might be able to use that to our benefit, though. I'll stay here and act as an anchor. Find the best spot and use your tricorder to emit the dispersal pattern again. We should be able to push those bubbles away from the gate controls. If you get stuck, I'll be able to get you out of trouble.
Right, we have a map puzzle.
The gate
Happy
controls
days.
are trapped within an anomaly. We'll have to disperse it to use them.
Okay, so what's the catch? Well, need to go in there. There's the gate there. And, right, so here's our entrance. And we've very handily got a nice arrow pointing us where we need to go. So, through there, stand here. Okay. Right. Let's just follow the arrows. Disrupt the temporal anomaly.
Looks like some of the closed gateways are rusted now. Find another spot.
Okay, so if I can get my way through the gates, that will work because, as you said, the gateways are rusted through. So we can now get past here because, well, there's no way through. Okay, can we disrupt here? No, but we can move to here. And that should, with a bit of luck...
I think I can see a clear path to the controls.
That's nice. Okay, so I want to go this way. And hopefully this gate's rusted open. Yep. And there we are. We're through to the controls. Don't know which version of the controls we're dealing with, but it doesn't really matter. Open the gateway.
The gate's open. Try to disperse where you are. It should open an escape path for you.
Happy days. What do you mean it should? I thought you were supposed to be the expert on these things. Okay. Now, with a bit of luck, clear through 1, clear through 2, and yoink. Hey guys, nice to be back. How long was I gone? Because that's a fairly relevant question. Daniels, where are... Oh, there you are. Right, Oh. Are you going to tell me what we've broken now, or could this wait?
Excellent. The gate's open, and we can continue our search for Tanae. Well done. Before we move on, I've managed to bring the datapad online again.
Yay!
It might contain clues on what happened. Looks like it's a personal unit. The primary user is Lieutenant Tasha Yar of Starfleet.
Oh, great. Mummy's diary. Sela, do you want to do the honors?
Give me that. The first entry dates to 2389, nearly 40 years after she was executed. Or at least 40 years after she was supposed to have been executed.
Okay, right. Looks like we've gone and messed with a slight timeline problem. Let's see it.
I am Natasha Yar, Security Chief for the Federation Starship Enterprise D. Well, at least that's who I was. For the past 40 years, I've been Tal Shiar Prisoner 24601. But even that changed a week ago. Our regular supply drops from the Star Empire stopped 3 months ago. The guards started caring too much about what might be going on elsewhere in the Quadrant and caring too little about their prisoners. We were able to overpower them.
Whoops, that's what happens when you take your eyes off the ball, ladies and gentlemen.
We've managed to recover some data pads like this one, but there isn't enough here for us to call for help or escape. I'm leaving this record in case anyone comes looking for us. Sela, if you find this, I still love you. I've missed you.
Okay, right. We're going to end up having to erase her from history, aren't we?
Lieutenant Yar was supposed to have been executed. My father said it happened. There were witnesses. How can... Clearly,
Yeah,
there was some
someone
judicious
lied.
alteration of history.
Absolutely. So it would appear. The question is, which timeline got altered?
The Enterprise C survivors were here, but something drove them away. Something more than the loss of supplies. We should continue looking for the survivors. Your duplicate of Tanae may yet be alive on this rock.
So might Mummy.
It would not have been the first time. No doubt he thought she might still have been useful in some way. I can see the pity in your eyes. Keep it. His decision allowed me to become the person I am. I do not regret that.
That's fine, and I don't pity you,
Look,
so...
there's a path ahead.
Wonderful, Daniels. I couldn't possibly have noticed the giant hole in the gate. Let's see. We have what appear to be... bugs. Why did it have to be bugs? Okay. Talarian hook spiders. Great. Come on, Bonniekin. Better. Right. Come on, boys. It's bug stew for
This
dinner.
anomaly looks more stable than the others. It's probably less deadly, but let's not find out now.
Yeah, let's totally go over to the green flashing anomaly that is got occasionally disconcerting bits of lightning coming off it. Also, where did they go? This datapad's way too close to the wibbly wobbly
Generator's
swirly
dying,
thing.
No one knows why. Richard thinks it might have been the big predators. Tanae thinks she might be able to salvage some of the parts. I hope she can. She's been glaring over the remains for the last 3 hours. 2 more dead. We can't stay here. The animals know the fence won't harm them anymore. I rigged an early warning system using a trick I learned growing up on Turkana 4, but that won't stop them. We took a vote, and we're moving.
Okay, do you know where you're moving to?
We'll build a new settlement in the old secondary supply bunker the Tal Shiar abandoned 20 years ago. The surviving guard has agreed to guide us there. Loyalty to the Tal Shiar fades when you've been stranded with the inmates.
And when the inmates are holding the guns, I would imagine, but at least we know where they went. The secondary supply bunker. Sela, do you know where that
Lieutenant
is?
Yar never discussed Turkana 4. When I was older, I discovered why. She was a survivor. It is clear that her arrangement with my father was just that. Obviously, she continued that trait into her existence here. There's more ground to cover.
Indeed, let's
There's
keep
another
moving.
unstable anomaly.
Yeah, I noticed. It's right in front of me. However, we have got the anomaly in the security. Oh, you meant that anomaly. Okay, so the green ones are stable. The orangey, purpley, wibbly ones are somewhat less so. Right, let's see. We're going to
The anomaly has left
disperse
some of
this
the rock in
anomaly.
a molten state.
Yeah, and
You
I'm
took readings
guessing...
in orbit. Surely we should continue looking.
Yes, well, I'm thinking we don't want to touch something that can melt rock, so pull out the dispersal algorithm, let's break history again.
Clearly, these anomalies must be connected to your mission. Now, while you take a leisurely stroll through the jungle, I will be moving on. It appears that there are more survivors than initially believed.
Absolutely, let's keep looking. Oh,
There's a lot of interference, but I think I'm picking up a life sign.
what, the one over there?
Hey!
Go away! Leave this place!
We really need to discuss those short-range life signs. God damn it. Bullets to stun. Yes.
Seems
Look,
your
we need to be...
duplicate Tanae is still alive. And
No!
she isn't pleased to see
Please,
you.
not again!
I don't really blame
Stay
her.
away!
I wasn't exactly thrilled to see
Stay
you again
away!
either.
Yeah, she's really not happy to see us. Then again, things have gone a little bit freaky weird. Let's check out that structure
She's
ahead.
run off. But there's an even larger anomaly close by.
Great. I mean, it's not like history hasn't gone completely wacko
It
already.
looks like
Okay,
it was
another...
a structure at one point, but I doubt any survivors would remain in a ruin like this.
Another temporal anomaly, and this one is larger than the last. There are temporal eddies moving through the area and a few stable locations between them. Now, if you establish temporal stabilizers in these 3 locations, we can disperse the anomaly and get a better look at the area. Hopefully, the Enterprise C survivors were able to escape the area before this happened.
Daniels, have you ever heard the statement that hope is the first step on the road to disappointment? Let's see, we want to avoid the temporal eddy. Possibly Bill as well, but there you go. Now then, let's see. Can I get a stabilizer into place? Okay. Not a good thing to do, so we're not going to... Alright, you have to follow the eddies. Apparently eddy is not actually a problem, so if you'll excuse me, we're just going to heal that up. and I will read my mission briefings in future. I noticed the rest of you guys aren't in a hurry to come in. Okay, stay in the circle. Oh. Come on. Follow the temporal eddy.
There's a stable pocket ahead of you. Set up the first stabilizer there.
Okay, done.
That's the first stabilizer. 2 more to go.
Thank you. Now I need to wait for the next eddy. Or maybe it's Jack. I'm honestly not sure. Come on, Eddie? Is there an eddy in the space-time continuum? Would the real Eddie please stand up? There we go. Right, so yoink, and away we go. Okay, and there's our next stable point. So, yank. Stabilizer number 2 is in place. Now, where's Eddie number... Oh, damn it. Okay, we'll just have to wait for the next Eddie to come back, and in the meantime, hope we haven't abruptly aged 500 years when we go back outside. So, away we go. Round and round we go. Where we stop, well, presumably the developers knew. That was a close one. And, okay, stabilizer number 3 in place. Wibbly wobbly purple thing, be gone. Expellio Temporis.
Dispersing the anomaly restored more than I expected. We should look for clues.
Right, is this going to restore the guards as well? I'm just a little bit concerned here. In particular, let's search for clues. So, we've got supplies, bedrolls, a few bunkers. This looks interesting. Read the datapad.
We found an entire grove of saplings. Richard swears the same area was full of towering trees last week. He might be mistaken. We're both getting older. I thought I saw a Romulan in the brush. He was wearing a 22nd century style uniform. When I looked again, he was gone. Maybe I'm going senile. Richard insists I'm too young. Maybe it's because the outside world has been on my mind. Sela has been on my mind. I wonder what happened to her.
You'd never guess. She certainly went up in the
While
world.
her father was a Tholian general, he spared my life in the end. Perhaps he wasn't petty and cruel to her. I hope he wasn't. If you should find this, happy 50th birthday, Sela. I have missed you. I only regret we were separated.
Ah. Right, clue number 2. Lasara, prise yourself out of that concrete when you've got a moment.
Shelter ruined.
Okay.
Last tricorder gone. Half our stores destroyed. 5 dead. The hunters and gatherers returned to find many dead and unconscious. I used my emergency medic training, but I was a security officer, not a doctor. Devek might not make it. None
Bugger.
of them can remember what happened. Without the tricorder, we can't scan the area, or for internal injuries. I suspect that there is something on the planet causing anomalies of some kind. Danae has not reacted well. She's been talking to herself and keeping apart from everyone. A problem for later. Survival now.
Yep, and I'm guessing the temporal anomalies kept ripping the place to shreds. So, search pad number 3.
Some sort of temporal inversion happened here. Some of the rock returned to an earlier molten state, while some of the building materials aged over 200 years. Anyone standing close to these objects would have been affected as well, regressed to infancy, or aged to the grave.
So, Tanae presumably either got a little dose of premature old age and therefore senility, or she just saw that this kind of weirdness happened a bit too often and cracked. Okay, time to chat with Sela again. Sela! Where are you, Sela? Ah, there we are. Not buried in the concrete. And I thought I told somebody to make sure you didn't get a weapon.
Well, I
Oh,
suppose
well.
it was nice that Yar thought of me. But that doesn't change the fact that she was going to steal me away like a thief in the night. If she had truly cared, she would have stayed where she was. My father was not cruel or petty, at least not to me. He was hard because he needed to be. I thrived because of it.
I see.
The Enterprise C survivors were surprisingly resilient. Tasha's notes are more sparse but seem to record a productive, if primitive, community. They mention a secondary site close by. If your Vulcan survived, there may be others, and they may be close.
And they may be batshit insane, but let's go find them
Over
and keep
here.
looking.
There's a path with recent footprints.
How recent? A year? Last month? Next week? Looks like about size 20.
I'm reading another anomaly, further down the path. Tanae might be there.
She might. However, there are definitely some spiders. Oh, and more Tholians. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. No, I think it's just the lighting effect that's making those Tholians look a bit weird. Let's get the spiders out of the way first. Yeah, it could have been worse, I suppose. It could have been snakes.
The Tanae anomaly and its allies must be purged.
Oh, hi guys. I don't suppose you're going to be... No, we can't talk this through. Okay, fine, Professor. We'll do it your way. Come on, down you go. Nice of you to button up. Now, if you don't mind, I need to stop dying. Yoink. And now the Lieutenant bites it as well. There we go. Right.
That
Anyone?
Tholian away team must have beamed down to investigate the anomalies.
Yes, but they didn't have a ship in all... Oh, wait, yes they did. We blew it up, didn't we? I'm guessing they might have reason to be a little bit ticked with us at this point. Right. Time to keep following the tracks and ignore the green anomaly for now. Aha. More tracks. Examine the
This
tracks.
looks to be a well-worn path.
10 to 1 says that 40 minutes ago it was... spiders. No. Bad spiders. Very bad spiders. No likey spiders. Daniels, I appreciate that you don't like spiders either, but did you really have to set the place on fire? Apparently it was a... Yeah, can't actually know. Now I think about it, it was a completely rational decision. Where are these tracks going?
Some recent footprints here, heading the other way. They might have run into Tholians.
And then promptly noped out. Okay. Ah, we have a cave. And we have
It seems
spiders.
your Vulcan passed this way recently. Perhaps the cavern mentioned Natasha's logs is nearby. We should follow the tracks.
Yes, after we burn the whole planet.
It seems
We need to
many
get rid
the
of those
refugees
spiders.
would be alive if it weren't for the anomalies. I wonder how many are left now.
That's a good question. Whose definition
I'm
of
detecting
now are
signs
we
of
going to be
recent
using?
habitation in this location.
What would that be?
Maybe we'll find more
Gunfire?
answers.
Maybe. I suspect we'll find more spiders.
This was some sort of dwelling up until a few months ago. If I'm reading this right, there was an explosion of tetrion particles here. A fatal one, judging by the organic residue on the walls. No one's been living here since, according to these tricorder readings.
Chunky Tetrion salsa. I suspect we may not be in a position to find much here. Okay, let's check out the conveniently intact pad. Wonderful. What have we got?
The anomalies are temporal in origin. I watched Richard wither and die before my eyes. An anomaly appeared, and moments later he aged 100 years. We buried him this morning in the clearing. I
Never expected he and I would end this way. I miss him. Richard was a wonderful partner for these last decades, a good man. We built a wonderful life, despite it all. My only regret is that Sela never got to know how kind and brave Richard was. He'd have been such a wonderful stepfather.
And Wait. So Enterprise C's crews were mostly humans. Tanae was probably the only Vulcan on board. Ah, right, we've got a case of go mad from isolation, haven't we?
Hasn't been seen in days. I'm worried she won't come back. I'm worried she will. I thought her strange behavior might be a degenerative Vulcan sickness, but she was answering questions before they were asked, and she's been close to every anomaly that's happened. Maybe I'm jumping at shadows.
Nope.
Part of me that is still a security officer on the Enterprise doesn't think I am, though.
And it's probably right. Okay, let's check this next pad.
This is Tanae. I have agreed to report the final words of Natasha Yar and to hold this log for the future. If there is one. If it isn't here already, What? No. Focus.
Okay, she was a little bit fragged out.
Natasha Yar died of a fever. She wished for the story of the crew of the Enterprise C to be remembered. They were brave beyond expectation. She wished for her daughter to know that she was loved and that Natasha lived a long and happy life. But Natasha missed her, and she hoped her daughter's life was wonderful. Natasha requests that if this log is found, that this record be conveyed to Sela of Romulus and to the Federation.
Well, she got her wish, just not quite how she imagined
Do
it.
not come near me. End log.
Ah, right, I'm wondering if she knows something we didn't. Let's proceed. I'm guessing Tanae has figured out that she's either a trigger point or the cause of the anomalies. Maybe because she's a temporal duplicate. However, I suspect we're going to have a bigger problem once we get here.
I think I see movement in the bushes. Tanae?
Yeah, probably. But I doubt she's going to be happy to see us.
Stop following me!
She's not happy to see us. Bullets to stun, ladies and gentlemen. And focus up. Right, just get her turned. Yes, I know. Right. Oop. Daniels, get out of my... Thank you. At least there's no more plasma burning. And I think...
No.
Bingo.
Go away! I told you to stay away!
Yes, we know. You're doing something to cause the anomalies, and we have a suspicion why. There's two of you running around.
I am dangerous. You should not be here. No one can be here. No! Not again! Oh!
Not again? What do you mean, not again? Oh.
No! Not again!
There's a new anomaly forming.
Great! Terrific. Marvellous. This is going to be problematic, I think.
Tholians!
Can we talk? Guys?
Purge the anomaly. Purge the contaminated.
No, apparently we can't talk. Fine, let's just get it on. Pop out the cryo launch. Also, it's going. Right, anyone for some flash frozen Tholian?
The anomalies that have been occurring were caused by decades of temporal interference. Because of what happened with the Enterprise C, you exist in two places at once. We can fix this. You and your counterpart can be reintegrated. Your memories will be integrated as well, but the anomalies will stop.
You'll be dead, but I suspect you won't regard that as much of a downside.
I see the logic in your presence here. I am anomalous. My presence here must be sufficiently reconciled to preserve the order of things. I presume you are here to accomplish this. Thus, I will go with you.
Excellent. Good. Wonderful. Oh, right. Let's go confirm the remains. The clearing. That's a nice touch with the tree. Okay, here we are. Yep, one grave site. Well, Natasha, that pretty much settles it, doesn't it? Okay, do you want us to dig up the body just to make sure?
All this time, she was here. I believed she was dead. Tasha believed I might come looking for her. She believed it so strongly she left logs in case. Tanae held her logs for her. And now, she is truly dead.
Yep, sorry about that.
This place has led to some interesting revelations, shall we say? I think it best we leave before more Tholians show up.
And before time comes any more unglued around here, let's go. Beam us up.
Looks like we beamed up just in time. Several Tholian ships are on an attack vector.
I don't suppose we can explain to them that we're trying to get this sorted out? No, apparently not. Fire everything. And repulse us away.
We will repair time.
We're trying to repair time. Would you mind making sure that we don't have to repair our ship first? Okay. Brake high, get the stern batteries into play, and then basically yo-yo it to death. So, one dead orb weaver within a couple of seconds. Done. Right. Tanae, I assume you have some plan of what we need to do, because I don't really have a handy reintegrator around.
Something is happening. It's happening again. Another anomaly is forming.
Wonderful. I think we're going to have to kill this Tholian again. Oh, maybe not. Fire at will. Oh, hello, Pastor. Nice of you guys to turn up. You hopefully have a integrator on hand, but once we've dealt with this, we really need to talk. Break low. And then once that mesh weaver comes back in play, we can do a quick job on it. Like so. Pull broadsides. And that's one, which just leaves one last mesh weaver to kill. There we go. Oh, maybe not. Past that, can we get some cover fire here? Today would be good. Okay, maybe yesterday, tomorrow, last month, not sure. I'm not sure how it counts for you guys at all, actually. Okay, target locked, and tractor engaged. Breakaway, shields have failed, so torpedoes should give us a decent shot. There we are, torpedo running. Ooh, more Tholians, lucky me. Okay, fire at will again. Spreads out. Done. Right, Pastak. Can you guys give us a quick Deus Ex to fix this whole time coming unglued thing? Ah, right. We've got our Admiral today
I see
on
you
screen.
found my displaced temporal counterpart. Well done.
Thank you,
An
Admiral.
operations team is standing by on this vessel to assist with her temporal reintegration. Please beam her aboard, and we will begin the process. It is possible that I may acquire a new set of memories as part of the process. A small price to pay to stabilize the timeline. As it has been said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few, or the one.
In this case, the Vulcan who we're about to essentially delete from existence. Also, I've got Sela
I
on
see.
board.
Having read the briefing from Starfleet Command, I find her presence here to be most logical, considering the situation.
I okay, you're taking this well. We did cut a deal about putting her into house arrest.
Very well. I will take custody of Sela and deliver her to a secure facility once the reintegration procedure is complete. Beam her aboard with my temporal counterpart.
Harekaze out. I give it about, 3 days until she escapes.
It seems our journey is at a parting of the ways once more.
So it seems you did agree to... wait, this is where you run away from us, isn't it?
I did, and I will. But I have a condition to my surrender.
Go on. Alright, no, just bring it up with the Admiral. I keep forgetting I'm not the only Admiral around here. Let's go home. Undisclosed, eh?
Tell me about my mother.
Okay. That's an interesting condition. At least we've now got her safely back into a jail cell. Until she decides to get bored and leave, which would be about a week's time where Sela's concerned. So that brings us to the conclusion of Survivor. Timeline stabilizing, the anomaly counts are dropping, and temporal aftershocks are down as well. That's a good thing. Excellent. Okay, also he's heading back to Temple Command, so we are done. Let's pick up our new suit of armor and
Stay safe out
collect the reward. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of Star Trek Online's latest featured episode, Survivor. I have been Israel, and until next time, farewell.